Well. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's still morning. I'm on a little bit early. I jumped in here a little bit early today, just for the heck of it. I was just sitting here and I figured, hey, instead of playing with everything, these buttons and everything, I'm going to get in here and actually start the show a little bit early. That's all right. Here we go. Yes, and while I'm at it, this is it. This is the phone. So, if you are inclined to comment on the show, you have something to say, hey, feel free to text me 289 994 7560. That's how simple it is. 289 994 7560. And look at all the cops down here. There's cops driving around downtown. What's going on? Shakedown, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But something's going on. I've seen about 3 cops down here already today. My name is Paul K. Lemire. This is your city, your voice, like it says up there. We're dozing it today. And I'm in the studios of 4680Q in downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, broadcasting live on 4680Q.com at noon. And I also have the video going. So at about 3 o'clock, you'll see the video pop up on YouTube, Facebook, my different Facebook pages I put it on, Rumble X, and Truth Social. So we're all over the place. What you've got to do is you've got to join. That's right. You've got to subscribe to the channel. Very, very simple to do. You go to the YouTube channel, Paul Lemire, or Your City, Your Voice. You find the video and you subscribe. That's it. Costs nothing. You'll be there with 181 other people, and that's growing every time I take a look. It seems to go up by 1 or so. And you'll be tuned in. You got to be tuned in to be tuned in. That's what I always say, So you'll be tuned into it. It costs you nothing. You can give a thumbs up, thumbs down. You can hit the notification button so you get notifications when I drop a video. You can also leave comments, which I usually say on my show. I gather them all up if there are any. Sometimes people disagree with me. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they agree. Sometimes they comment. Sometimes they don't. I never know from show to show. So you're welcome to do that. Okay, so we're going to get into the show. This is show number 599, with 600 coming on Thursday, my 600th show. And usually Peter Dichter would be coming into the studio. He came in on Friday because he is right now sitting in Naples, Florida, sipping on a Mai Tai and enjoying the beautiful weather. I'm sure he is. Now here we have 50 degrees. 78% humidity, barometer sitting at 2909, low pressure, and that means rain today. It's sprinkled a little bit, nothing major yet. It could pour rain later on. And tomorrow it's supposed to be the same, 75% chance of rain or something. And a high pressure system is coming in on Thursday. The rain's gone. Temperatures are going to be seasonable. And it's supposed to be nice right through the weekend, which is really, really good. I just hope it sticks around because, it's nothing worse for the kids than going out on Halloween in the rain. So hopefully we get some nice weather. When I looked yesterday, 75% chance of rain on Halloween night. I'm hoping that, that calms down a little bit. And at the end of the day, it's a beautiful night for the kids to go out and trick or treat. For those who still do, I know a lot don't anymore. So it's crazy. So yeah, once again, I'm going to give you that text number, 289-994-7560. Just text in any comments you have. I'm going to watch them right here. I'll get dingy dong, and I'll be talking about them. Now, getting into the show, I want to mention my sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamel Machine Company. Now, we look at the weather. It's raining. It's kind of miserable. Yeah, we're getting to that fall weather where you don't want to be stuck with your car out in the rain waiting for CAA to show up or something goofy like that. So what do? You make it really, really easy on yourself. You go to Wild Bill's You talk to Kent Hunter, and you know what? He's going to take care of you. He's going to put your car on his computer. He's going to find your error codes and fix them for you. He's going to check your tires. He's going to check your air pressure. He's going to check your heating system. He's going to check your defrosters. He's going to check your brakes. He's going to check everything and make sure that when you head into winter, you don't break down, because that's the most miserable time to break down. And you know what? That's what everybody calls CAA. Batteries are going dead. Get your battery checked, by the way. Um, get your whole system checked out. Just be proactive. That's the smart thing to do. And he's on Oakwood Drive, right next to the Kia dealership down there. It's easy to get to. No problem to find him. And tell him I sent you. Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. Now, he's got a full body shop as well. So if you get in a little fender bender or a big wreck, take your car there. He'll take it in, make sure he fixes it, and give it back to you in showroom condition. How can you beat that? Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. WildBillsAuto.ca is where you go to find his website, see the services he has. Pick up the phone, give him a call. He's going to be happy to see you. I guarantee you that. And I thank everybody for supporting our sponsors. They're very, very good corporate citizens. They give back to the city, and we thank them for sponsoring the show, bringing the show to you every day. Oh, Pete's Pizza and Hamel Machine. We'll get to them later on in the show as we go through the show. So, I don't follow baseball at all. I couldn't care less, to be honest with you. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Blue Jays managed to eke one out last night. Big comeback win over Seattle, and they advanced to the World Series. I mean, this is the first time, I don't know, maybe it's not. I don't follow baseball, but I believe it's the first time since the 90s they've gone to the World Series. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I don't follow baseball, so it could be blowing smoke out of my you-know-what. But you'll see if they can bring the championship back to Canada. We'll see if that happens when they play the Los Angeles Dodgers, who, from everything I've heard, and like I say, I don't follow it, so I just, get bits and pieces of different things. But I heard they are the best team in the league and should win it again. Hey, what do I know? What do I know? I bet on the Jays. I don't know why. I just would, because they're the Jays. You're going to bet, but I have no idea. Now, I wonder if Trump will have them at the White House if they win. Say the Jays win, or is elbows up going to prevail? Chili con carnage, banning him from visiting Trump or something stupid, wouldn't put it past them. So it's going to be interesting if they do win. What's going to happen here? I guess if you wanted to really find out what's going to happen, tune in on Thursday to a show on 4680Q called Nothing But Sports, when Dave Alexander, who runs the show, is going to have the self-proclaimed baseball expert in the studio with him, Billy Tellerico, as they make some fearless predictions about the outcome of the World Series. So you want an edge and find out who's going to win? I'll talk to these guys. They know more about baseball than I do. And they're on at 10:30 on Thursday, right here on 4680Q Radio, 4680Q.com. So you can listen to them. They're going to tell you who's going to win. They're going to break it down for you. So there you go. There's a tip from me to you. If you're into baseball, that's where you want to do it. You want to do it on No BS, Nothing But Sports. Couple viewer comments. At Blaster125, a new commenter. I've never seen that name before, but I definitely thank Blaster125 for commenting on the show. Only 1 year away from the next municipal election. Yes, Blaster125, you are correct, right on the money. And all of us have to encourage people to get out and get involved and vote. We can't let 27% of the voters in Niagara Falls decide the fate of city council for the other 73% that don't vote. 27% are running the show right now. That's who's running the show. 27% of the voters. Now, 73% don't have a say because they didn't vote. Right? So the people who are there for the 27%. That's who got elected. That's how they got in. Got to change that. It just doesn't work. At Elliott for MP. Less government control and lower taxes are the solutions to Canada's problems. I agree, Elliott. I agree 100%. Stop the spending. Yes, we have spendthrifts, and they just keep spending and spending, and it's almost like Carnage wants to break Canada. He wants to ruin Canada and sell it to the highest bidder. That's what it appears like to me, because nobody in their right mind would spend like this guy is without a budget. Just give our money away to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, or Abdul and Rahman, whoever else, and Zelensky, and just give away everything the taxpayers go out there and work for every day. It's hard to believe somebody would do that. Great show as always, Paul. Thank you very much. Elliott for MP. Government definitely has a spending problem, whether it's local, regional, provincial, or federal. And the taxpayers pick up the tab all the time. We do. It has to end somewhere. Where are our politicians that will stop it? I don't know. That's my question. Where are they? I have no idea. I don't know where to find them. We haven't seen them yet. And the demographics have changed in this country so much. I'm going to talk a little bit about that on Thursday's show, that I don't know if we'll find anybody like that anymore. Without pandering and catering and sweetheart deals and everything else, I don't think that a conservative, somebody who wants to cut spending and rein in the budget and contract government, be responsible fiscally, I don't know if anyone like that can get elected. I know it's not a big deal. It's that's what they should be doing in the first place as guardians of our money, but it never seems to work like that. And you know, I don't have to go much farther than about 100 yards down Queen Street here and watch City Council in action as they spend their money on $25,000 concrete ping pong tables, $40,000 pollinating meadows, $17 million walking trails, when we have the most beautiful walking trail in the world about a mile from me. Not even a mile, maybe a half a mile. Right there, Niagara River Parkway that runs from Fort Erie to Niagara-on-the-Lake with some of the most scenic and beautiful walking trails in the world. But we got to build a 17. See, now I shouldn't get. Here I go. I'm stopping. Stopping right now, or I'll be on this for the rest of the show. So thank you very much for the comments, everybody. I really, really appreciate it. Get involved, get action, subscribe to the channel. Come on, let's go. Let's get some more comments going. Let's get a good discussion going. I got a couple guys who are going to come in. Matt Genorio is going to get in here. I'm getting him in here. And on Friday, Al McKay from the Taxpayers Property Alliance they're going to come in, and we're going to be talking about the regional budget, the regional spending, general spending overall, and what's going on as we approach budget time. Another month, and we'll be right into the capital budget for Niagara Falls, and the regional budget's coming up as well. And then we're going to churn into the operations budget in January. So we got to be on the ball here. We got to watch, and of course follow city council meetings, which is next Tuesday. So we'll be talking about a lot of stuff here. You know, the headlines say it all, and you don't even have to read the stories. Just rinse and repeat every day. And it really is sickening what's going on in Canada right now. And of course, it also transpires in Ontario, the province, and the region, and the city. There's one headline after the other. St. Catharines Plaza shooting, 5 Hamiltonians arrested, guns, drugs seized in relation to a Grimsby shooting, 2 Fort Erie residents charged with water meter tampering, 2 masked men sought in St. Catharines shooting, teen girl convicted of setting fire at Niagara Falls Hotel, human remains found in the woods connected to Simcoe homicide, vandal set fire to fountain art exhibit in front of the Ferry Street Museum, dangerous offender on the loose in Niagara. I mean, these are the headlines you read. I mean, you can go into each of the stories, but it's all the same thing. Person breaks law for the 100th time, they're still on the streets, wandering around, doing it all over again. It's an everyday thing, no end in sight. I mean, it's not even what we're talking about anymore. It's Crazyville in Canada, and I mean, burning that piece of art in front of the museum on Ferry Street. I don't even know what that was about. I saw the picture, and that beautiful historic fountain was covered in hideous art. What that? I don't understand that at all. And I guess I just don't appreciate art. But to me, the fountain itself is historic and art. Cover it in whatever that was. I saw the picture before and after the fire. I don't get it. Why anybody would do that? I thought the artwork was the vandalism until I heard the story. Until I read the story. That's how out of it I am. I thought the artwork they did on there was the vandalism. Somebody spray painted it all. But no, that was the art. Hey, I'm whacked. Not a lot of local news, though. I mean, mostly crime stories like every other day. Apparently, Niagara's 2 new hospitals are made for the aging population. Well, that's a good story. That was nice to read. The 2 we're talking about here, just so that you know, are the West Lincoln Hospital that's opened. I think it's open. Not, it should be. You think they could find a donor to name it after, right? The West Lincoln Hospital, Memorial Hospital. They find a donor and tag them for $500,000 or something. And the Niagara Falls Hospital, I'm sure they'll name it after someone. Knowing Niagara Falls, they don't miss an opportunity to grab a buck. It'll probably be named the Amazon Medical Center, but definitely there will be a Jim Diodati wing. You know that. Guaranteed. Put money on that, baby. If you got any money left. The point is with these hospitals that for an aging population is the right way to go. In Niagara, 23.3% of the population is over 65, including me. It exceeds the provincial average of 18.5%. So yeah, serving seniors would be a good thing here, would make sense, right? Primary departments are on the first floor, which is good. That's the one in West Lincoln. They made them all on the first floor because it's spread out, West Lincoln Hospital. That's the one the seniors would make more use of on the first floor, and they want easier access to the services they would need. In Niagara, it's a 12-story building, so it was 12 stories to bring in and make it more compact as far as walking goes, and going up so you can take elevators and you don't have a long walk once you get up in the elevator as well. I mean, it's 1.3 million square feet, this hospital we're building. So that's a lot of walking if you spread it out. It's also a lot of land. So going up is smart, and reducing the walking by limiting the width and length and width of the building is important as well. They've really thought it out, which is good, even for those that use the stairs instead of the elevators. If people want to use the stairs, they're actually resting stations. You go up the stairs a few flights, then there's a resting station, same as you go up 12 floors. So that if you want to, catch a breath in between, for older people that like using stairs for a little bit of exercise, You can do that. There's resting stations, as well as people who are rehabbing. When people rehab, sometimes they need to walk the stairs, then they go down, rest, and go back up. So, great idea. Interesting that they thought of that, to be honest with you. So there you go, you geezers. Nobody likes to go to the hospital for anything, but if they plan this right, your next trip in 2028 might be the best trip you ever took to a hospital. You may actually enjoy it. Not unlike what we have today. I hate going to the hospital. I hate being around the hospital. I don't like going to the hospital because that's where all the sick people are. That's not a place I want to hang around, I'll tell you that. But there are people who go every day. I don't know. Hypochondriacs. Now, I got a ding here. No, it's not. It wasn't anybody. It was just coming in from another thing, YouTube channel I watch. Okay, moving on. I promised I wouldn't talk about it. I promised yesterday I wouldn't talk about it again. I was done with it. And that's the speed cameras. But yesterday, oh my, I can't get away from these things. Ontario unveiled a sweeping omnibus bill that proposes the ban on speed cameras. The provincial government introduced a bill yesterday to outlaw speed cameras. There you go, get rid of them, despite the cries of some municipalities to keep them. And they wanted to keep them and continue the cash grab. Now, crab meat sarcaria. Crab meat sarcaria. Whatever happened to Smith, Jones, Martin? Names fall by the wayside. I don't see them much anymore. But he's the well, I shouldn't say he's the transportation minister. I'd be taking it for granted it's a man, but no, crab meat. What crab meat? Crab meat. Crab meat. Is that a male or a female? I have no idea. But whoever it is, they're the transportation minister. Knowing the DEI in our government, it's probably a woman. She said, we've made a decision as a government to move forward on this legislation to remove them, and they're talking about the speed cameras. We believe that getting a ticket 3 weeks later is not the best way to prevent speeding. Okay. I'd get rid of them because they're useless, but okay, I'll take that. More than 20 mayors, including King James of Niagara Falls, related to King Waldorf of Marineland, called on the province to leave the one-eyed bandits alone. Leave them in place. We want them. This is why. You know why. Yeah, it's not about safety. It's about this. Money. In place. But sensible government officials said other measures are better able to slow down speeding drivers rather than robbing them blind for no reason. I agree. Blind drivers aren't good. Robbing them blind. I said that. All speeding violations will be null and void once this piece of legislation receives royal assent. They won't be valid within the province, so if you got one lately, hey, you may not have to pay for it. How about that? It comes after they pass it, and they're supposed to pass it, what, today? Could be today. They're off the hook. So wait and see. If you get one, you got to pay it, I would say. But maybe you don't. I'd throw it in the garbage. They'll come and tell you missed it or something if you don't get it. Blame it on the mail strike. Blame it on Ford. But I wouldn't be paying it if I were you. But that's just me. The most they can do is come and say, you didn't pay it. And I'd say, I didn't get it. How much do I owe? But either way, that's it. They're going to pass that, and it's over. It's over. Whew, on to my second sponsor already. Man, time's flying. We're already 20 minutes into the show. Once again, if you have a comment on anything that I'm saying, if you're listening live on 4680q.com, you just buzz me a text at 289-994-7560, and I'll get it on the screen. I'll get it on the air here, on the video, on the air. Now, my second sponsor is Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. And you know what? The one thing I like about Pete's Pizza is it's consistent. And that's really important when you're dealing with pizza because how many times have you gone there? Your own experience now, we're talking about. You've gone and got a pizza and it was fantastic. You go, oh, wow, I finally found my pizzeria. And then you go back the next time and it's crap. That happens a lot with pizza. Depends on who's cooking it, depends on who's making the ingredients. Well, guess what? You don't have to worry about that with Pete's Pizza. And the reason is that they use the Mancini family recipe for their sauce and crust, two of the most important ingredients on a pizza. It's been around for 40 years, tried and true. And the guys who run Pete's Pizza, Rex and Mike, they know how to put the sauce and the cheese in the right ratio on the crust, cook it just right, add fresh toppings. How can you miss? How can you miss? It's consistent because the crust and the sauce, most of the pork parts are made the same all the time. Now, if you like wings with your pizza, they have tremendous wings. They know how to make good wings. If you like poutine with your pizza, steak and cheese poutine. If you like panzerotti instead of pizza, whatever, it doesn't matter. They have a full menu there, including a chicken parm sandwich that is out of this world. You're going to be happy. Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, 905-374-2222. You can't miss. Order a pizza today. You know you want one. Go to petespizzavictoria.ca. You can order right online or use Dine and Skip and all the other services that deliver. And they deliver there. They deliver right from their own store quickly. My buddy Tony Nero says they have their pizza there in a half an hour. Hot and fresh. There you go. How can you beat that? Pete's Pizza, Victoria Avenue. Get your pizza today. You know you want one. And tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting the sponsors. Okay, here's an interesting note. Did you know this? I never thought of this. And I think of a lot of crazy stuff. EVs cost 36.8% more for insurance in Canada than regular gas-burning cars. And now that I think about it after I read it, I'm going, that makes sense. I understand why. Doesn't surprise me. I mean, this electrical stuff is a ripoff anyway, but I mean, now we're just getting ripped off on insurance. The biggest reason? Battery replacement costs. And even what appears to be minor damage on an EV could cause damage to the battery and ring up a big bill because these batteries aren't cheap. And if they've been compromised in any way, they got to go. For example, the driver of a $100,000 electric pickup truck took a tight turn at a corner, struck something with the side of the vehicle, so he probably caught a traffic light or something, some kind of pole. It caused a crack in the battery casing, and the bill was so high to replace the battery and fix the truck, they wrote it off, writing off a $100,000 vehicle. And most of it was because of the battery. They're 20, 30 grand, maybe. Can you imagine writing it off because you hit a pole on the side of the truck? That's crazy. That's nuts, but that's the way it is. Minor damage with an electric vehicle means a big bill to repair it, and that always equals a write-off. Goes to the write-off auction. If this were a gasoline-powered vehicle, it would be a quick fix and good to go. I mean, the engine wouldn't be affected. Nothing would be affected. Maybe some of the rear suspension, depending on where they hit it. If they hit it real hard, they'd bend the unibody or whatever it is. But no. Frame, if they're on a frame. Sometimes trucks are on a frame, most of the time. But either way, the price gap's about 20% for an EV compared to a gas-fired car. So there you go. Another great reason not to own an EV. And you know what? With all the bad drivers on the road, all the drivers with no licenses and no insurance and everything, boy, that could be very, very costly for someone. I'd rather get not hit at all. That would be my preference. But if I get hit, I'd rather get hit in the gasoline car, I guess. Well, it's a good thing though. Most people can't afford an EV; they're so expensive. So, great reason to keep the prices exceedingly high because not enough people own them for the insurance companies to average them out. I guess the idiom "shop till you drop" comes into play as some insurance are more willing to take the risk of an EV than others and offer better rates. So if you have an EV, the advice is shop around. You better shop around. And you want to shop for insurance before you buy the EV. So you know what you're up against, how much it's going to cost you, because the best surprise is no surprise. To me, all the more reason to stick to my dependable, convenient, fire free, gas powered cars. Although, if I were to be truthful, I am the perfect candidate for an EV, to be honest with you. I put less than 3,000 kilometers a year on my car. I don't drive a lot. So, gasoline prices don't affect me. I mean, what do I spend? Maybe $50 a month on gas. That's it. Something like that. Not much. Let me put it that way. So if you're going to get an EV, be smart about it and understand the rules of EV ownership. You're always charging it. It doesn't go far in the charge. And at the end of the day, it costs more. Whoops, there it is. Okay, let's take a fly up to Ottawa, where Chili Con Carnage is flying his polluting jet around the world trying to buy new submarines for Canada. I think he went on a trip. His last little jaunt cost like, I don't know, $419,000 in fuel flying around these countries. And whatever else it costs, probably $2 million. Money's no object. Money's no object when they're spending your money. The guy's a billionaire. He spent his own money. Up to Ottawa, where he's sitting there now, and he's been around the world looking for submarines. Yep, he wants to spend $24 billion on 12 new submarines, and they have about a $2.8 billion a year maintenance for all of them as well. So this is a nice little spend here. But can I ask you a question? Anybody out there who's listening? Can I ask you a question? Why does Canada need submarines? Seriously. They're going to go up by these diesel hybrids, electric and diesel, or hydrogen cell and diesel. I mean, they're not even atomic, not nuclear. What are we going to do with these submarines? For what? Think about it. What is Canada going to do with a dozen submarines? I don't know. I have no idea. Can anybody tell me? 289-994-7560 if you have an idea. I don't know. South Korea is the latest bunch of hucksters trying to con Chili Con Carney for the submarines. He wants to buy 12 by 2042. I think 5 right away. Who benefits from all this? Well, South Korea, obviously, if they get the contract. Because he's also talking to Germany and hooked up with Norway or something. I don't know. He is wacky. Does anybody in Canada benefit from having a dozen submarines worth $24 billion and a $2.8 billion a year maintenance program? I don't think so. Apparently, he's lining up 30 companies to come in and be able to take care of these submarines. I don't know. I don't know. A battery-powered submarine? We won't need ballast because that thing's going to go down like a rock. The weight of the batteries it needs to power up a submarine Can you imagine? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Here's an idea. I'm going to give Chili Con Carne some advice at no charge. I'm consulting. I'm his consultant now at no charge. I'm not going to charge him. I won't send him a bill. Why not just take a train to Washington? Don't fly your polluting jet. Climate change, you remember, don't fly your jet. Take a train and sit down with Trump and see if the U.S. would be interested in building these submarines. The $24 billion contract. I mean, just maybe, it would be nice to have our equipment compatible with the U.S. equipment, considering we share North America with them. Wouldn't that make sense? I don't get it. That would only make sense. And man, going there and doing something like this, wouldn't it just be nice to throw Trump a bone? Listen, we're your buddies. We need submarines. Maybe you could build them for us. Now, if he doesn't want to do that, if he's not smart enough to do that and figure it all out, maybe why not build them in Canada? Well, how about that? Put Canadians to work, expand the shipyards. We have the technology, we have the skilled labor, the workforce, we have the steel and raw materials. Why not just build them here and help Canadians for once? I know. Stupid idea. Canada for Canadians? Make Canada great again? And not something the socialists like Carnage want. Not for everyone. For me, yes, that would make common sense. But with these weak leaders, yeah, nothing, there's no common sense. But wouldn't that make I think that's the best. I just build them here. Heck with everybody else. Take the 24 billion, give it to the workers in Canada, let them build them, and away we go. Oh, I got a message here. How do you charge a hybrid submarine in the ocean? do they have charging stations out there? Lori P. Well, you know what, Lori P? That's a great question, but I would imagine that they have a way to make hydrogen, a little plant on the submarine that's powered by the diesel engines, which drive electricity, right? Which drive electrical that is able to produce hydrogen. That's probably what they do, and that's how they replenish the hydrogen cell. I would say that's what they do. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is here, but like you say, there's no hydrogen charging stations in the ocean. And there's no electrical outlets in the ocean either to charge up the submarine. So the diesel generators would create power like on hybrid ships. They do have hybrid cruise ships in that have electrical power generators that are run by diesel, so they're hybrids, right? They can run so far on the batteries for the hybrid part of it, and then the diesel takes over while it regenerates power and charges up the battery. So I would imagine it's kind of the same. But either way, I don't care what they do, and I think you can agree with this, Lori P. I don't care what they do, but why not do it in Canada? Why not give us a shot at these things? I don't know why he's running all over the world when we could just make them here. We have people that could do that here, don't we? I would say so. I see some pretty smart people. Not all of us are carnage. I don't know. I don't get it. Okay, you know those fugazi judges who always rule against Trump no matter what he wants to do? Well, they've just been told by a higher court that he can send National Guard into Portland to take the city back from the Antifa terrorists who have taken it over, and to protect the ICE facility that has been under constant attack by these Soros-backed groups. Trump has taken back LA, Chicago, Memphis. He took back Washington, with more to come. Promises made, promises kept. And, I'm going to talk about Trump for a minute here, a bunch of different things. And everybody says to me, yeah, you're in love with Trump. Yeah, blah, blah. All you do is talk about Trump. Well, you know what? We got 25 minutes left in the show. Is there anybody in the world doing greater things than President Trump. If you look at the news, he takes over the news every day. You know why? Because he's doing things. He's not flying around making stupid deals with people. He's doing things. He's taking care of crime. He's taking care of the border. He's closed it down. He's taking care of the drug cartels. He's found peace in 7 countries with number 8. Number 8 going to be Russia and the Ukraine. Maybe that's number 9. This guy is doing things. And so when somebody does things, you have to talk about it. Promises made, promises kept. He promised he would do these things, and he's doing them. That's why we talk about Trump. Now, you might not like it, and other shows talk against Trump. But either way, Trump is in the news and taking a lot of it. Now, I got more to talk about Canada, too, because there's a couple more stupid deals going down the pipe. I mean, Canada's on its last legs here. So while these bacha galoops are being paid to march in the No Kings protest, the ones in the know are getting paid. That's the ones that are there, and they get paid and go home after a couple hours. And the rest are just following. They're just sheeple following the crowd. Trump is laughing as hard as he can at these people. And he said, they're referring to me as a king. I am not a king. They made one mistake. They didn't realize that the democratic shutdown gives me the right to cut programs, giveaways, welfare programs, any programs I want, because there's a shutdown. And we're doing that. We're cutting them permanently. So this is probably the best thing to happen to Trump. While they're down, they're getting laid off and they're getting removed. They're cutting everything. All these programs for illegals, they're contracting big government, giving it back to the people, while doging the U.S. out of debt. Contraction of government is as important as making money. If you're saving money, it's like making money. Money saved is money earned. That's how you tackle the deficit and debt. Carry on, Patriot. Make America great again. And I wish the city council would understand this. When you're saving money, it's like making money. It's revenue. When they have more revenue, you know what that means? We pay less taxes. So yeah, it's in our best interest to find efficiencies, to spend less. And like Ralph Panucci said, my buddy, the city of Niagara Falls does not have a revenue problem. We have lots of money. We have a spending problem. We're spending way too much. And there you go. That's what Trump's there. And now that they've shut government down for 21 days, beautiful. He's just letting these departments go and never bringing them back. And speaking of the No Kings marches, did anyone else notice something weird about the No Kings marches? Anybody else notice this? Do you remember when Trump was running, and almost from day one, when he walked down that escalator, the left was calling him a white supremacist, a Nazi, a fascist, a racist. They used all these terms on a daily basis in debates, saying he was affiliated with the Proud Boys and other military, paramilitary groups and Nazi groups and everything else. Remember that? Remember that? And the bikers for Trump were there, and they're thugs. They're gonna. Do you remember all that? So we have the left protesting the No Kings thing. Now, where were all these paramilitary groups, all of these gangs that Trump allegedly was part of, the Proud Boys and everything, Oak Boys or the Oak or whatever they're called? There's a whack of them. The ones that they all said Trump was in and he supported. Where are they? There wasn't even one of those guys there counter protesting the No Kings protesters. Did anybody notice that? Am I the only one? Where are all these terrorists or these anti-American white supremacist racist groups? None to be found on that day. How about that? How about that? And all supposedly backing Trump. All his buddies that he supported. Where were they? Never heard of one, never saw one. Isn't that weird? Don't you find that strange? Well, I don't, because it's all baloney anyway. Speaking of the Schumer shutdown, now in its 21st day today, headed towards a record number of days. If it lasts till November 5th, it'll be 36 days. That will mark the longest shutdown on record ever, surpassing the 2018 shutdown that occurred under Trump. And you know why that was shut down? Because he wanted $5.7 billion to build a wall to stop the immigrants, and they shut down the government over it. They wouldn't give it to him. And the House was controlled by the Democrats then. Remember Pelosi, that whole gang there, all those guys? Yeah. Anyway, that's when the last big shutdown was. And Trump did a beautiful end around the Schumer-led shutdown by giving Peter Hegseth, the Secretary of War, the go-ahead for him to use reserve funds from the military to pay the soldiers, pay the military personnel. And the Democrats really, really thought they had some leverage because of military personnel, keeping the military going. Well, that didn't work out quite like they thought. Didn't quite work out the way they thought. They all got paychecks. The leverage that Schumer thought he had as an advantage disappeared. Gone. Trump found a way around it. That's it. And of course, now it's shut down. The government is shut down because the Democrats want like $1.3 trillion so they can give free health care to all illegals in the country and that. And no, they're saying no. They're saying we're not taking it. We're not putting that in the bill. We took it out. We're leaving it out. They won't go back. So there you go. Staying in the U.S., remember that criminal Jack Smith, the special Washington hack that was sent by Biden to New York to prosecute Trump? Well, he and his gang of criminals are all going to jail as co-conspirators in the Russiagate hoax. Comey, James, and Bolton have already been indicted, and they're being sized for orange jumpsuits as we speak. And on the sidelines, there's Brennan, Cook, Krebs, Hoffman, Miley, Soros, Schiff, Taylor, Willis, and Ray. They're all in the on-deck box, waiting to be indicted. And Hillary and Obama are the two big talking heads that are going to go down. They're looking for them as well. Look for Shifty Schiff maybe to be the next guy digging his way to the head of the snake. He's going to be the next guy. And Barack Hussein Obama himself is going to be taken down. It's going to be a beautiful day when they perp walk him. I hope they do. And I can't wait for these heads to roll. And I know a lot of people say you're wrong. It's not going to happen, blah, blah. Well, 3 years. We got 3 years of Trump, 4 more years of Vance, 4 more years of Vance, 8 years of Vance. So that'll take us to 2028. And 8 is 36. And by that time, how many years is that from now? That's 11 years. We'll probably have another term of somebody else, maybe Erica Kirk. And then we're going to have Barron Trump as president. We got a lot. Oh, man, I won't live long enough to see all this, but I wish I could. The whole dirty network is going down. It started under Obama, continued under Biden. These people have tried to destroy Trump and his family since the day he came down that escalator. And now the criminals are going to pay. And they're all calling it Letitia James. Oh, it's all political. No, it's not a payback. It's not political. You're a criminal. It's proven. They have the paperwork. You're going down. And I can't be happier. Oh, did I get another thing here? Nope. No, didn't get another message. Just that one. Okay. It dinged, but it wasn't that. Okay. Trump also awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Charlie Kirk. Yeah, we know they assassinated Charlie Kirk. but Trump awarded him the Medal of Freedom, the highest award to be issued to civilians, an award given to civilians that show meritorious contributions to America. May Charlie rest in peace. One more Trumpoid. Just one more Trumpoid. Another assassination plot was uncovered, and this time the main players are unknown. They're looking for them. So apparently, Secret Service agents found a sniper's nest near Palm Beach International Airport with a direct line of sight to where President Trump exits Air Force One. Now that's pretty scary. Now the FBI and Secret Service are working closely to find out who built the nest. It's up in a tree. Let's hope they find whoever built it. There's no other reason for a wooden structure to be built in a tree facing where Trump gets off Air Force One. So stay tuned for this. They're looking. It's going to be interesting. But it looks like there's going to be another attempt. They stopped it this time, but they're not going to stop the left. They're not going to stop. They're putting bounties on ICE agents, putting bounties on ICE commanders. They're putting bounties on citizens like Charlie Kirk, and they killed him. And they tried to kill Trump twice. Now this is a third shot. So it's not going to end. The left are violent. They're mental cases. That's all. What can I tell you? Now, speaking of Charlie Kirk, his widow Erica is joining with the cast of stars to produce an alternative halftime show for the Super Bowl, opposing the Bugs Bunny, or whatever his name is, halftime show at the Super Bowl game next week. That's right. The woke and go broke NFL is going to feature this Bugs Bunny or Buds Bunny or something. I don't know. Some bunny guy dresses in a skirt, tutu, for halftime, and fans are outraged. So Turning Point America is offering a show for the ages with big-name Christian stars like Kid Rock, Uncle Ted Nugent, and Alice Cooper, calling it the All-American Halftime Show that will focus on faith, family, and freedom. And I will be watching that for sure. I don't watch the game. I couldn't care less. And the halftime shows usually suck. The show will feature Americana, classic rock, country, hip-hop, pop, worship, and anything else that is sang in English. All acts are American. And, yeah, I'm going to watch this. There goes the cops again. There's something big going on down here. I'll be watching this for sure, and you can tune into the Turning Point All-American Halftime Show. It's already on my calendar on that day. I usually don't watch the game, but when halftime rolls around, guess what I'll be watching? I will guarantee you I'm watching that. Okay, let's get to my third sponsor, Hamel Machine Company. And, we talk about getting industry in Niagara Falls. We're not just a tourist town. We have to get industry, some good paying jobs. And whenever industry decides to move to a city, whether it's Niagara Falls or any other city, they take a look at several things. Power costs, cost to operate their business here, taxes, cost of land if they're going to build, cost of buildings if they're going to lease. But the one important thing they do look for is a good machine shop. Why? Because when they break down and they need something fixed, they can't wait. Time is money. When those machines are down, they're not producing anything. So it's very, very important they get them fixed quick. And that's where Hamel Machine Company, who's been in Niagara Falls since 1948, come into play. They have the staff, they have the technology, they have the ability, they have it all. So they can go to a plant and help them fix whatever their problem is by re-engineering the part, fixing the part if it's fixable. They have 3D printers, water jet cutters. They have everything they need, milling machines, expertise. They can not only fix the part, re-engineer, but they can make it better. And that's what their goal is, to make it better, because if that part works better and they can produce more out of that same machine, they make more money. And bottom line revenue is what every industry needs to survive. Pretty simple. They've done it all for the wine industry. They've done it for the agricultural product industry, for the food industry. And, it's a pretty simple formula, but not everybody can do it. Not everybody have the staff and the expertise. Hamel Machine Shop does. You need something fabricated for your house, for your backyard, a gate. You need a machine fixed. You got lawnmowers, you got snow blowers, other things that break. Guess what? They can help you out. They can fix it. They haven't forgot about the little guys. Hamel Machine Company, part of Niagara Falls since 1948, just over here on Bridge Street and on Kent Avenue is their head office. Give them a check out. Check them out, hamelmachine.ca. Go check out what they do. You're going to be blown away by the work that they do and who they do it for. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. They support the show, and we really appreciate their support, and we appreciate your support by watching the show. Okay, over to New York City in the mayoral race. It's getting serious as Manhattan is about to be taken over by a communist mayor that wants residents to pay 52% of their paycheck to support free everything in the city. That's what he calls himself, a democratic socialist, but he's really a communist. Now, the mayoral debate was fantastic last week as Andrew Cuomo, he's a has-been politician in New York City. The guy had 13 sexual assault charges against him, and he was accused of moving seniors into homes during COVID and facilitating their death. Yeah, he's something else. And at this point, he got beat by this Mam Dandy and this communist in the primary, so he didn't get to run for the Democratic Party. He's running as an independent. And of course, Zorhan Mamdani, Communist Democrat Party candidate, he's running, and of course, he's promising everything for free and just a bunch of baloney. He lies about everything he says. I watched the debate. He lied about everything. Seriously, this guy. And of course, Curtis Sliwa. And if you remember that name, it's because he was the founder of the Guardian Angels, and he still rides the subways every day, and the Guardian Angels still are in New York City. And he was there because crime was so bad, he put his Guardian Angels on subways to help protect the people. So Rudy Giuliani came in and cleaned it all up. So Curtis Sliwa is running, born and bred on the streets of New York City. So we'll see what happens on November 4th. The election is on November 4th, just a few short weeks away. Now, so far, the avowed communist Mamdani is leading, according to polls, with 43.2% support, followed by an independent Andrew Cuomo at 28.9%. So he's got double-digit lead. And Curtis Sliwa coming in at 19.4%. A real big lead by Mamdani right now. Now in a primary, Cuomo was beat by Mamdani, so I'm throwing him out. But undecided voters age 50 plus make up a large majority of the people who haven't decided. I mean, I personally can't see anybody over the age of 50 who would elect a communist at this point in time, but the promises he's making of everything for free certainly appeals to anybody who's over 50 and ready to retire in that. Free bus rides, more money, more health care for free, giving the free health care to all the illegals. I mean, that may swing that group over. I don't know. I mean, are they not smart enough? Like this is, we know this in Canada, but a lot of people still don't understand it. Healthcare in Canada is not free. Public health care is not free. Taxpayers pay for it. It's not free. Nothing's free. No doctor, no nurse, no intern at the hospital. Nobody works for free. There's a price, and it comes out of our taxes. And that's what the people in New York City don't understand. Every time somebody says from the government says free, you're paying for it. They're just going to up your taxes to pay for it. Nothing's free. So the middle class working stiffs are the ones who are going to pay. And what is going to happen is that federal funding is going to be stopped. Trump's cutting it right off, he said. If Mamdani wins, he's cutting it right off. And New York City is going to be in bigger trouble because there's going to be a mass exodus of businesses who he's saying he's going to tax even more to give everybody everything free. See, that's socialism, communism. Everybody's equal. If you're a doctor, you get paid the same as a waiter. Go to Cuba, you'll see doctors are working in the resorts because they make more money in the resorts than they do being a doctor. Go see if I'm lying. Wall Street's already threatening to move to Houston. And this Dandy guy, he's in cahoots with the terrorist. He was seen hobnobbing with the blind Muslim terrorist Omar Abdel Rahman. They called him the Blind Sheik years ago when he was still around. And he was the guy that was part of and maybe masterminded the bombing of the World Trade Center buildings in 1993. He was part of it. This was one of his buddies. He's got pictures with the guy. He got arrested for that, thrown in jail as a terrorist, spent his life in solitary confinement. He died in 2017 at the age of 78, this guy. I mean, he has a really good shot of winning this, ruining the biggest city in America, and without a doubt. It's obscene. It's obscene. Backed by the radical left wings of AOC, Bernie Sanders, Ilhan Omar, Rashid Tlaib, Elizabeth Warren, and of course, Letitia James. Yeah. Yep, the biggest city in America and the financial hub of America, Manhattan. New York City. He has a shot at it. Imagine that. The only hope, Sliwa, was the people's candidate. He knows the city, he knows the streets, rides the subways every day with the people he has saved from crime over the years as leader of the Guardian Angels. He's really the only hope. We're going to have to see how it all plays out. And with that, I'm getting the heck out of here. It's closing in on 1 o'clock. So I'm shutting her down. Gary Wilkins, I'm shutting her down for today anyway. Be back with Absolutely tomorrow, of course. Thursday, Straight Talk Thursday. Friday, Al McKay's coming in, and we're going to talk budget and taxes and a lot of other stuff that you're going to be interested in. The Property Taxpayers Alliance group, they're the ones, and you should go to their page on Facebook and join. You want to keep up on what's going on with your taxes, what these regions are doing, what the city's doing. Join the Property Taxpayers Alliance, and you can catch up on it. They post every day interesting articles about what's going on, and you want to keep tuned in. Like I say, we got 1 year before the election. We got another month before the budget comes down. The more you understand, the more you can deal with it and understand it, the better it is for you. After all, it's your money that they're spending. They're the custodians of your money. You got to be aware. You got to be informed. And then you can vote next year to keep the people in there that are going to be good custodians of your money, not blowing it. Right? So that's what's happening this week. Monday, Dave Wheeler will be in. We'll do the City Council agenda review. Tuesday, I'll wrap up the City Council agenda. And I'm probably I got to get Matt Genorio in here. I want to get him in here as well. One day to talk about different things. He's involved with the Armory group that's trying to save the Armory on Victoria Avenue and other groups too. He's a writer. He's pretty good. He's pretty darn good. So get him in here one day. Show number 600 on Thursday this week. So we got things coming up. It's going to be good. Anyway, don't forget to support our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, Hamel Machine Company. I'm going to see you tomorrow at Habsolutely. For you Hab fans, great news to talk about. They're doing so good, the Habs. They're doing so good this year. They won 5 of 7. They're sitting first place in their division and tied for first in the conference with the Wings and Carolina Hurricanes. So good news for Habs fans. Tune in tomorrow for everything Habs. Thursday, we'll be doing the Straight Talk Thursday 600 show. And wrote next week a big week, and then we're in November. Go figure. Anyway, everybody, God bless you all. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather. It's actually turned pretty nice out here right now. And I'll talk to you tomorrow at noon on Habsolutely. Thursday, if you're not into the Habs, at noon. Promises made, promises kept. Here at noon, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday with Your City, Your Voice, and of course, All Habs, All Show Wednesday, Habsolutely. Take care. Have a great day. Thanks for the text, Lori P. Appreciate it. And thank you for the comments to one Blaster 125 and Elliot 4MP. And we'll see you tomorrow or Thursday, whichever your preference is. Ciao, ciao.